Hi guys, this is your host and host Suhail Mathur, best-selling author and co-founder of the Bookmakers Literary Agency, and I welcome you to a brand new episode of Superstars with Suhail. And the superstar over here with us is someone who's not only a best-selling author, but someone who's made an indelible impression in the world of sports. Not only teaching business management, sports management, but also working with not only the biggest of brands in India, but the world over. You know, the biggest of clubs. This person has worked with them and taught them a few things or two. And that's what he's going to do over here as well. Without further ado, the very charming, the very stylish, and my very dear friend, Mr. Neel Shah. Neel, how are you?
Suhail, I mean, I'm glad you're recording this because if I'm ever having a bad day, I'll just listen to that and I'll feel very good. Or if my parents are ever wondering, am I doing the right things in life? I'll just say, just listen to what this incredible person has to say about me.
Well, we are super excited to have you over here on our show, Superstars with Suhail, where the questions will be sharp and hopefully the responses will be sharper. So before we proceed, I must tell you the format of our show. So we have 13 segments over here. And before we begin, there are just 3 things that you need to keep in mind and promise us. One, that you will be frank and honest. The second, you will be quick and sharp. And thirdly, that you will not get shocked by anything that comes your way. Alright? So given that is the case, let's move to segment 1, which is called Pehli Pehli Baar Hai. So now, in Pehli Pehli Baar Hai, Neel, what we do is that we ask our authors 5 of their firsts, alright? And you have to give a quick response and also give a quick or short background to that answer so that our viewers can understand the context of it, right? So without further ado, here's the first for you. Your first crush.
Kelsey O'Day in 4th grade in California. I grew up in California, one of few Indian kids in this little small white beachside community. And there's a girl named Kelsey who lived nearby, and I was crushing on her big time. But I got into friend zone, unfortunately.
Alright. But did you manage to convey your feelings to her?
Through very awkward ways, but I did. It didn't really go so well. She's still a friend though.
She is still a friend. Well, that's what matters, and it's good that you were able to convey what you had to. So that brings me to my next question. Your first salary, and how did you spend it?
My first salary was at Major League Soccer when I was 23. I was in New York City. It wasn't very big for somebody living in New York City and who has lots of education loans, but I did spend it by taking my then girlfriend out, Stacy, and we went out in Brooklyn where both of us were living and had a really nice dinner at an Italian restaurant in Brooklyn.
That is superb. That is superb. What a memory. That's wonderful. And your first vehicle?
So my dad worked for Hyundai, and so I got a new lease car every single year from 16 onwards until I moved to New York. So it was a Hyundai Sonata, I think.
It was a very beautiful car. Very beautiful car.
Yeah, I was 16 years old, and I got to pick out the color and the model, and it was a brand new one. And my friends were really jealous.
I think the most popular Sonata car was the one in gold. They brought out a gold colored Sonata. Of course, that was a differentiator. Of course, every car has several colors to it, the grays and the blacks, but they had a gold which really stood out. But a beautiful vehicle nonetheless. So good choice, Neel, over there. Your first literary memory, something you associate as your first memory from the world of books or literature.
The book On the Road by Jack Kerouac changed my life. On the Road, it's really about somebody who's just digging life, traveling back and forth across the United States and all his memories and experiences. So I also read that and just took it, and I started driving. I drove across the country with my best friend, and we got the book on CD back then. This was 2001. And we put it in, and we were listening to that while driving across America, trying to emulate some part of what the main character experiences in that book. And it really shaped me to be a more adventurous and vibrant person, I'd say.
Superb. So how many days did it take you to travel across the entire country?
I mean, we did it in 3 weeks intentionally. We stopped as they did in On the Road. We stopped and we stayed different random motels, and we went to Mexico randomly, and we were doing all sorts of. We were 21 years old and had the world in front of us, and so we just went for it.
That's wonderful. That's wonderful because it's one thing thinking about it, but implementing it is another high altogether. So glad that you could do that. And that brings us to the last question from the first segment, which is, how did the idea of your first book with the book bakers germinate? So now I just want to tell everyone that Neel has done a very, very successful book with us, Awakening the Blue Tigers, which has also been co-authored by Gaurav Gala. But that is actually not the first book that he and I worked on. The first book is the one that's going to release now. So Neel, why don't you tell them a little about it? And yeah, how did the idea for that germinate?
Yeah, I'll share both. I mean, you've been an instrumental part of both. So it germinated in September of 2017. I was in Pune and I was invited to do a TEDx talk, and it was my first time doing a TEDx talk. And I'd seen so many at the time, and I thought, they said do it on sports, and I said, there's going to be a lot of people in the room who don't really resonate with sports, maybe, and so I'll lose them right away. So let me try to find a novel idea. So I wanted to write a book at the time about creating a career that's a natural extension of yourself, something where work doesn't feel like work. And I came up with this number, 100,000, which is about the amount of hours an average person works in their lifetime, 22 to 60. You do some calculation.
All right.
And I was thinking, how do I help people enjoy as many of those 100,000 hours as possible?
Yeah.
So then I did the TED Talk on that. It went pretty well. I did another TEDx talk on that. It went pretty well. Then I started traveling around the country, doing careers in sports talk, where I used this as the kind of hook. And then I was like, during the pandemic, found myself in Lonavala, in between Mumbai and Pune, in a farmhouse, and for 3 months. And I just said, you know what, I'm gonna write. And I wrote this book about creating a career that you love in that time, and started having people read it. And it was I loved it, but I knew nothing about publishing. Zero. I'm a sports marketing management guy. I am not in that world that you're in. Thankfully, a dear friend of mine introduced me to you, Rupangi Sharma.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
Yes.
And SUHAIL was so gracious about giving me confidence. You were so gracious about just listening to my story and saying, you know what, I'm going to help you get published.
Yeah, right. I think it's an interesting book. It's an interesting book, and the fact, ladies and gentlemen, must tell you that that book is also being brought out by Books International. So this is the first time we are mentioning it over here. We've of course shared it in our respective group. But what I want to tell you is that when a publisher does another book with the same author, it is a clear-cut indication that the earlier one has done well, and they've really enjoyed working with that author. So kudos to you, Neel, on that, and I'm looking forward to the next one coming out. And of course, you mentioned about the TED Talk, and it's such a prestigious thing, to do that. And I too have had the honor of giving one. So now that I have given it, I often tell people who are a little downcast, I say that, look, if you have given a TED Talk, well, you are a TED speaker, right? So that's great.
Yeah.
But even if someone asks you that, are you a TED speaker, and your answer is no, don't worry, because you are still a no TED speaker. So either you're a TED speaker or you're no TED speaker. So either ways so either ways you are fine. So yeah, that's the mantra that I have. But very interesting, very engaging, and segment 1 is over, which brings us to segment 2, which is called the Rocking Rapid Fire. So in the Rocking Rapid Fire, as the name suggests, and Neel is already laughing. Okay, so 10 questions coming your way, and I need rocking and rapid answers to it. Here's the first one. A movie you saw on the sly from your parents.
Basic Instinct.
Basic Instinct. All right. An Indian female author or someone from the literary fraternity you find pretty.
Oh gosh. Trying to think. Jhumpa Lahiri.
All right. Commercial success or critical acclaim?
Oh, critical acclaim for sure.
All right. Book launches or lit fest?
Lit fest.
Who's hotter, girl in a sari or girl in a bikini?
Sorry.
Right. An Indian actor you would like to date?
Anushka Sharma. I know she's married, but she's
Yeah,
good.
but there's a sports connection, so why not? All right. Naughty or nice? What do you prefer?
Oh, nice. Nice.
All right. Movies or web series?
Web series.
Okay. An Indian book you wish you had written?
I mean, this is written by not a non-Indian, but it's about India. Shantaram. I love
All
that
right.
book.
Very good. And in fact, I was just doing an interview prior to this with Supriya Parulekar, and that is the exact answer she gave as well.
I'm taking an American teacher out to show him Mumbai today. I'm taking him to Leopold's this evening as well.
Nice, superb. So the last one, mind, body, or soul, the aspect that impresses you the most.
Soul, without a doubt.
Wonderful. So very quick and very interesting answers. Well done, Neel. And that brings us to the end of segment 2, but at the start of segment 3, which is called Pucho To Jane. So now in Pucho To Jane, what we've done is that an author from the Book Bakers has asked you a surprise question. All right.
Okay.
And so not only do you have to answer that, but then I'll be giving you 3 options and you have to tell me which out of these 3 has asked you that question. All right. And if you're able to answer in the first go, this round obviously has a 3 idiots connotation. So if you're able to answer in the first go, you're like Rancho, played by Amir Khan, who's the class topper. If you answer in the second attempt, you're like Farhan, played by Madhwal, who's decent. And if you answer at the fag end, then you're like Raju, Sharman Joshi, not that great academically in this round. So here is your question. And your question is, between watching football or a football league match with your friends or a romantic getaway with your loved one, which one would you prefer?
I mean, my answer now, at 43 and happily married, is a romantic getaway with my loved one.
Romantic getaway. And I mean, and considering how you spent your first salary, I think romantic getaway would have always been the response, right?
Good observation.
Yes, so well done, and that was a good answer. And now, of course, I'll give you 3 options. You have to tell me who's asked this question. So, has this question been asked by Gaurav Gala, Tanushi Singh, or Nikhil Naz? Who out of these 3 has asked you this question? Gaurav Gala, Tanushi Singh, Nikhil Naz.
I think it's Gaurav Gala.
That's absolutely wrong. So he hasn't asked you that question. Okay. So then it's either Nikhil Naz or Tanushi Singh. So who's asked that?
Nikhil Naz.
That is once again absolutely wrong. So,
Oh man, I got an academic.
so Tanushi had asked that question to you, and very interesting question. She asked you a very relevant and pertinent question. So obviously she's been following some of the good work that you're doing. So that's interesting. And now we come to segment 4, which is called Best and the Worst. So in Best and the Worst, very quickly, I'll be asking you a few things which you deem as the favorite in your life and some things that you really detest. Alright? So here's the first one. Your favorite dish.
You'll laugh, but peanut butter jelly sandwich.
Oh, nice. So simple pleasures of life are always the best.
Like, it's my home food back in the day, and it's good.
The yuckiest dish you've ever had.
Oh gosh. Meatloaf. It was in my American friends' homes, and that was like back in the day when I ate non-veg. It was a dish they would serve us, and I just
Alright.
despised it.
Okay. Favorite film.
Godfather 1.
Okay. The worst movie you've ever seen.
Oh gosh. Snakes on a plane.
Alright. Your favorite actor.
Indian would be Ranveer Singh.
Okay. The best film and the worst film of your favorite actor.
Oh gosh. Best film, I love Gully Boy. Worst film, which I've not seen it, but it's the one about the circus that just came out.
Okay, yeah. All right, everyone's been saying that it is probably one of his worst. So, all right. Your favorite song?
My favorite song is Living La Vida Loca by Coldplay.
Nice. All right, nice. There's one which I think Ricky Martin also sang, right? But that's a different one.
Yeah.
All right. Hit or a popular song that you do not like or didn't like?
My American Days, Achy Breaky Heart.
Okay. All right. The penultimate one, your least favorite actor?
Oh. Abhishek Bachchan.
Oh, that's sad because he's my most favorite actor. All right.
No.
Okay. The worst movie of your least favorite actor?
Oh gosh. I mean, these are like because I came to India very late, but Dostana.
Okay. The last one, best thing about your spouse?
She is the most like harmonious person I've ever met. Just no drama.
All right.
No unnecessary drama. Let's say that.
And the thing you would want to improve in your spouse?
Oh gosh. More adventurous. Like go out of the comfort zone. Yeah.
All right. Wonderful. So some very interesting responses coming our way. Very honest responses. And that brings us to segment 5, which is called Dimag Ka Dahi. So in Dimag Ka Dahi, basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask you at least one question which is a brain teaser, and if I'm in the mood I may just ask you two. So you have to respond very simply to it. So here is your question. So a plane crash happened on the India-Pakistan border. On which side of the border would you bury the survivors?
India, Pakistan. I mean,
yeah. A plane crash happened on the India-Pakistan border. On which side of the border would you bury the survivors?
You said survivors, so there's no, you wouldn't bury them.
Absolutely right. You've got it. Well done, Neel. That is the right answer. And just because I'm in the mood, I'll ask you one more, which is this. Arnold Schwarzenegger has a long one. Michael J. Fox has a small one. Madonna doesn't have one. And the Pope doesn't need one. What?
Oh, come on.
If you don't know, you can pass, obviously. But
I think I'll pass. I don't want to prove it.
All right. So the answer is a surname.
Oh.
Arnold Schwarzenegger has a long one. Michael J. Fox has a small one. Madonna doesn't have one, and the Pope doesn't need one. So yeah, the answer is surname. But I like the way you were thinking. So now moving on to segment number 6, which is called Never Have I Ever. So Never Have I Ever, you know the drill, right? So we'll ask you 10 questions. What you need to do basically over here is that you need to show us your 10 fingers. With everything that you've done, put a finger down. Alright? Okay. And at the end, we'll see what is the percentage that you have garnered. In case you've not done something, just let me know. I'll move to the next question. Alright?
Okay.
So, here begins. Never have I ever stolen in a shop. Okay? Beaten someone from the opposite gender. Okay. Kissed someone from the same gender. Made an excuse to not pay the restaurant bill.
No.
Alright. Stalked the profile of an ex. Alright. Got drunk at a party. Okay. Had naughty thoughts about an office colleague.
Probably.
Okay. Kissed in public.
Yeah.
Used a pickup line to impress someone.
Not really. No.
Okay. Lied about your actual location to someone.
I'm sure I've done that.
Okay, so 6 on 10, not bad, not bad. Neel, you have done some very interesting things in your life, and I think till the fourth question you were 1 on 4. So again, you picked up a lot of speed. The last six, you had 5 of those answers coming your way. So well done. 6 on 10 is totally great, and that brings me to my favorite segment, which is segment 7, which is called "Main Hu Kaun." So in segment 7, what I'm going to do is that I'm going to ask you about a personality, and I'm going to give you 3 clues, and you have to guess who that personality is. Now, if you're able to answer and guess who that personality is in the first clue itself, or even in the second for that matter, you will get a lifeline or a benefit for one of the other segments that are going to come. All right. But if you give a wrong answer, then you will also incur a penalty on it. In case you don't know, you can pass. And when you have the opportunity for the third clue, then you can of course take a wild guess, because there are no benefits, but there are no penalties either. Right? So here is your celebrity. The first clue to your celebrity is: born to parents from 2 different nationalities, I am known for playing a sport both my parents played too. If you don't know, you can take another clue and I can give that to you.
Okay, one more clue.
Okay. Not only my parents, but my maternal aunt and my father-in-law are also associated with playing the sport I am famous for.
Deepika Padukone.
Okay, unfortunately that's not right as of now. But I'll give you the third clue. I have had the honor of being awarded the Arjuna Award, the Padma Shri and the Khel Ratna, making me the first person in my sport to achieve the same.
Wow. Gosh, I should know this because I'm in sports, which is ridiculous. I'm sorry for anybody.
No, that's fine. That's the game, no? That's the game.
Okay, I would say, Mary Kom. I know it's wrong.
Okay, so the answer is Sunil Chhetri.
Oh my God! I know his. What's going on with that?
So of course there was a correlation, because Sunil Chhetri has actually promoted Neel's book, and he's had wonderful things to say about it. So Sunil Chhetri, Sunil's father is an Indian, his mother is from Nepal, and his mother and his maternal aunt both played, for Nepal, and his father-in-law played for Mohan Bagan, and of course Arjuna Award, Padma Shri, and first footballer to receive the Khel Ratna. So that's Sunil Chhetri. So, but interesting round nonetheless. More so because you did incur a penalty. So let's see what happens later on. So now coming to segment 8, which is called Picture Abhi Baki Hai Mere Dost. So now in Picture Abhi Baki Hai Mere Dost, what we usually do is that we try to ascertain the cast for a movie which is based on one of your books. But because both your books are in the non-fiction space, it's difficult to do that. So what we're going to do instead is that if there was a biopic to be made on you, all right, the question is who would play you and who would play your wife.
Oh wow! All right, I'm gonna have to go to American actors.
No, Indian. Tell us Indian.
Indian. Oh man.
You have to tell Indian, no?
Yeah. Okay. Who would play me? Okay, but okay. Who would play me? But it's an Indian American. I'm gonna say he's Hassan Minhaj.
Okay.
You know.
Yeah.
I resonate a lot with him. Or Jay Shetty. He was not an actor, but very
correct, of course.
And who would play my wife is Anushka Sharma.
She would. Super. But things just move a little differently in our part of the world. So what we've done is that I've created these 2 chit boxes. One has names of several actors, the other has names of several actresses. What I'm going to do is I'm going to swirl these, and you have to ask me to stop When I stop, I'll take out 3 chits randomly, and then you tell me which one out of the 3, like 1, 2, 3, which number do you want, and whatever name is there on that becomes the actor who will play you, and then your wife. Okay, so it's a fun round. So let's start with the heroes, and you let me know when you want me to stop.
You can stop. Stop.
Okay. So we take out 3 then. We take out 3. That is number 1. That is number 2. And that is number 3. So 1, 2, 3. Which one do you want?
Number 2.
Okay. So 1 goes in. 3 goes in. We'll see who it is later on. First, let's do the ladies. So same process.
All right. Stop.
Okay. 3 then. 1, 2, and 3.
Number 1.
Just wait. Actually, by mistake, I took out 2, so I'll put. Yeah. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Which one? 1, 2, 3. Which
Number
one?
1.
Okay. So let's see what your star cast looks like. Interesting. So you'll not be able to see it because there's a lot of light, but if a biopic was to be made on you, your wife's role would be played by Kriti Sanon, right? So good actress, and that's nice. But even better, if someone was to play you in the biopic, it would be Kamal Rashid Khan, KRK.
Okay.
Do you know KRK?
I don't know him too well. What has he been in?
So
what's his?
So search for Kamal Rashid Khan after this interview. You'll get to know. He's done one movie called Desh Drohi. See some of the songs of that film, and you'll get to know. Now he's a critic, but very controversial person. And do take a look. Maybe if you have your phone around, you can just type Kamal Rashid Khan, and you'll just take a look. Just write KRK Desh Drohi, and I think you'll probably see KRK.
Yeah, I found it. All right, let's see what he looks. Oh wow, okay. That'd be very funny. I don't know if you can see it. Funny cat.
I can see it.
Yeah, I don't think I'll ever have that mustache.
He'll shave it for the role, of course. That much he can do. So all right. So that was interesting. Kamal Rashid Khan and Kriti Sanon. Great. So now coming to segment 9, which is called What Would You Do? So I give you a few situations and you have to tell me what would you do if you woke up as Bobby Darling. And in case you don't know, do you know who Bobby Darling is?
No.
Okay, so Bobby Darling is basically one of the first actors, celebs who got their gender changed. So he was a man and then she became a lady, but for a really long period of time the sex surgery hadn't happened, so Bobby Darling, which is the man in drag, became kind of famous. So what would you do if you woke up as Bobby Darling?
Oh man. Probably just start meditating in the mountains. Go to the Himalayas and go into a cave and deeply meditate.
Alright. If Urfi Javed was your fashion designer.
I also don't know who Urfi Javed is. Sorry, I came to India very late in life. I don't know who all these people are. Who is Urfi Javed? What kind of clothes or design does he do? Or she?
It's a she. Okay, so we'll take a second. Why don't you just quickly type Urfi Javed clothes? Just see. Okay. You must see. And then maybe you can answer. Just write Urfi Javed clothes. Urfi Javed clothes.
Clothes, okay.
And do a Google image search.
There we go, okay. Oh.
You'll find a lot of them. You'll find several.
Yeah. I would start working out a lot. Get an 8-pack as soon as possible.
Perfect. If you became the PM for a day.
I would allocate a lot of money for football infrastructure.
Alright. If Arjun Kapoor approached you to act as you in your biopic.
Arjun Kapoor approached me to act as me in my biopic. So he wants me to play me in my biopic.
No, he wants to play you.
Me? Oh, be me in my biopic. Oh, I would say I would ask him to lose some weight as well.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, considering you have only KRK as the alternative, you may as well choose him and see what best can happen. All right. But there was this very funny thing that I once read. So Arjun Kapoor did this movie called Panipat, which Ashutosh Gowarikar had made. It's a war movie on the third battle of Panipat between the Marathas and Ahmad Shah Abdali. So they said that for this movie, Ashutosh Gowarikar has got special effect guys from the US to add expressions on Arjun's face. So
yeah,
so,
that also.
So okay, if you had the power of invisibility,
I would love to sit in some of the bigger behind the scenes meetings in politics, like with the Trump organization or Biden, or even what's happening in the Modi, and just hear what they're thinking they want to do with the country.
All right. If your cell phone fell into the toilet.
If my cell phone fell into the toilet, you know what I heard? What works is you dip it in, you take the battery out and put it in rice, and it's supposed to soak all the water out, and then it's supposed to work.
But the point is that how will you take it out or not? That's the question. Once you've taken it out, you can of course do that.
I would take it out.
Okay.
Yeah.
If God came in front of you,
God came in front of me, I would say, thank you for giving me this incredible life.
Nice. If you were swimming and someone stole your clothes,
I would wrap myself in some leaf sort of contraption until I figure out, or wherever I am, I would go ask and borrow a towel from somebody if they're around. I don't know, it depends on.
If you found yourself inside the Big Boss house, so the Big Boss is the equivalent to Big Brother.
Yeah, and a Big Boss house. I'd put on an alter ego, or I'd be so boring for the audience. I need to have some drama or something.
Okay, fair enough. And the last one, if someone changed your gender.
Somebody change my gender, I would learn to accept to be a female at that point.
Okay. Fair enough. So some very, very frank answers coming our way. So well done, Neel. And that brings us to segment 10, which is called What Next? So in What Next, we basically tell the viewers what you're working on next, which we actually already have told in the beginning. So just want to check, is there anything else that you might be working on? Because you and I have discussed a lot of things. So in case there is something, just give a quick overview, and by when could one expect that? Please let everyone know.
Absolutely. So I mean, the one that SUHAIL's mentioned is the Your Dream Job, which will come out later. But the bigger project beyond that, the one that it's in my kind of vision in the next couple of years that I'm starting to put the pieces, is about sport and spirituality. Two areas of my life that have had a big role is sports for sure, and spirituality, just my own journey towards understanding myself, understanding the mysteries of the universe through a lot of the access and
very interesting. I don't think such kind of book has been seen too often, so it would definitely be a game changer. And yes, there is in fact this one major scam book in the sporting arena that I want to do with Neel. Hopefully we will do that. We've discussed that in the past. So we'll come to that too. And that brings me to segment 11, which is joke time. So in joke time, Neel, it's very simple. You either need to tell us a joke, or you need to recount a funny anecdote from your life.
Okay. I'll recount a funny anecdote because I just told the story last night at dinner. I'll try to be as quick as possible. It was my first work trip ever. I was 23 years old. I went from New York City to San Jose, California. I did the event. It was a soccer football camp. One of the mothers of the daughters of the camp was like, "You did a great job. Thank you so much. You really made a difference in my daughter's life." I said, "My pleasure." I was all happy. I said, "Here's my business card. If you need anything, just give me a call. I'm happy to kind of help you." Flew to New York, got to the office on Monday. My boss calls me in, says, Neel, did anything happen that weekend? Over the weekend? I said, no, I finished the event. I went to sleep. Everything was fine. He said, well, somebody called me, one of the mothers of one of the daughters that was in the program. They said, you did a great job, but when you gave your business card, your visiting card to her, she was like appreciative, but she turned it over. It said 21 14th Street, bring strippers. And strippers were underlined twice. And he's like, Neel, what were you thinking? Why would you do that? And I said, I have no idea. What had happened was the Monday before that business trip, I was on the phone in my office, and one of my stupid friends and the colleagues came over and invited me to his house to watch Monday night American football. Okay. And I just said, just write address somewhere. And he took the visiting card, and he wrote the address. I didn't even think about it. I put that in my wallet, and that's what I gave to that woman as well. So
but quite funny. Yep. So did she call to complain, or she was ruining the fact that she didn't get an opportunity to be with the strippers?
Yeah, she's like, I came to that place and I brought
there's nobody over there. All right. So now, which brings me to the penultimate segment, which is called Zaban Sambhal Ke. So Neel, in Zaban Sambhal Ke, what we'd be doing is I have a list of 6 tongue twisters with me, and in no particular order. You have to choose one out of the 6. So what I would do is that ideally you've gotten a penalty, right? But I'll be nice this time. There are 6 of those. Most of them are in Hindi. One is in English. It is still Indian, but it is in English. So what I'll do is, first I'll give you one. Let's try. It is Akbar ruler, lower roller. You have to say that 10 times quickly. Akbar ruler, lower roller, like that.
Akbar ruler, lower. Oh my God.
Akbar ruler, lower roller. Akbar ruler, lower roller. Akbar ruler, lower roller.
Akbar ruler, lower ruler. Okay. Akbar ruler, lower roller. 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 What are you doing?
Oh, right, but well tried. I think you deserve an applause for the spirit and effort. So well done. You tried very well, and you got it almost 80%. You got it right. So that's fantastic. Well done. And that brings me to the final segment of my show, which is called the TBB Shoutout. So Neel, in TBB Shoutout, what we just want you to tell us is, how has your experience been working with the book bakers, and what do you make out of the show Superstars with Suhail?
Okay, quickly, yeah, the book bakers community led by you, Suhail, and created by you is incredible. It's changed my life. It's allowed me to get one book published that I never thought, the Indian Awakening the Blue Tigers. It's now it's created a platform for me to get this story out, which part memoir, part philosophy of life, which is coming in September. But beyond that, I've met hundreds of authors thanks to the book bakers. It is the most active WhatsApp community I've ever been a part of in my life, most supportive. And thanks to you, Suhail, you've also been great about helping with getting to LitFest and book signings and meet people and ideate. So I have tremendous gratitude to you and the book bakers. I mean this from the bottom of my heart. I think without you, I'd still be somebody holding on to one manuscript from years ago without any clarity on where it's going. Now I have 2 projects going. When it comes to wait, what was the second part of that question?
What do you make of the show Superstars with Suhail?
Oh, what am I doing of the show? Sorry, I got so excited to talk about the book bakers. Honestly, when Nidhi asked me to be on, I said, yeah, anything for Suhail. I did not expect this. I thought we'd just be talking about my journey. I thought we'd just be talking about what I just answered about the book bakers for 30 minutes. This was more than I expected on a Sunday morning. To be honest, I had a late night last night, celebration of an event. So I was a little bit groggy, and this completely woke me up. So
I'm glad it did. And firstly, thank you so much for the kind words. It really means a lot. And in fact, I would like to tell our viewers that, as we realize later on, Neel and I have another connection, that both our wives actually studied in the same college and just a year apart. Right, and they were pretty friendly too. So wonderful. And Neel, it didn't seem at all that you had a late night because your answers were, so prompt and on point. So thank you so much for being part of it. We have less than a minute before Zoom ends our call, so I'll be really quick. Thank you so much for being a part of this. I'm sure the viewers would have loved it. And to all the viewers, hope you enjoyed. I'll be back on another episode of Superstars with Suhail with another equally interesting superstar. But till then, it's bye from both me and Neel. Take care. Cheers.
Thank you. Take care.